What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Soda Pod, and today, back with our friends from Lupulin, Big Lake, Minnesota Brewery, just outside of the Twin Cities. One of my favorite breweries ever. Not only in the Twin Cities, not only in Minnesota, but out of every brewery I've gone to, it's hard to give the number one spot out, especially because we have a lot of great relationships with a lot of great breweries here. And to be honest, like, they're in that top tier alongside, the likes of, I'd say Back Channel, for example, as well. But I gotta give them their flowers. They never cease to amaze me. It doesn't matter what style you're into, Lupulin does it well. Do I like all their beers? No, because I'm not into every single style of beer. But will I be more open to trying a sour of theirs over a sour of any other craft brewery? Probably. Yes, absolutely. So anyways, we're gonna get into this one right now. This is one of, if not their flagship beer, the Hooey, ladies and gentlemen. Hooey. This is a New England Hazy IPA, and look at this, man. Look at this. Hazier than frickin' Minneapolis right now, with all these damn campers causing forest fires. It's hazy as shit outside. I frickin' need a mask again, and we aren't even in the. Alright, calm down. Okay, anyways, let's get right into this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a hazy New England IPA, like I said. Lupulin with their amazing logo. You might recognize them from the THC seltzers that we featured on the channel. This is a juicy, hazy IPA, and there's a reason why it's their flagship. It's so popular, it's easy drinking, but it gets the job done. Shoot, I'm even drinking it out of the appropriate glassware. Look at that. Bam!
Peanut butter and jam!
Look at me, the snob here. Alright, so the Hooey is an IPA hopped with a ridiculous amount of the juiciest hops available in order to bring you the most hop flavor possible. We intentionally leave yeast and hop oils in the beer by not filtering them out. Some say there's a lot of Hooey. What the hell do they know anyways? Crazy, juicy, hazy, Hooey. Coming in at 6.2%, 60 IBU. Marcus, who I know they're part of their team, he's their can artist, he's their graphic designer. He crushes it. He crushes it with everything that they do. And shout out to Lupulin, who actually allowed us to come in and cover their big beer week, which again, second beer vlog, I think on the City Life Project YouTube channel, is Big Beer Week. I vlogged the whole thing. That was at Lupulin. But again, big shout out to Marcus there for his amazing artwork, and big shout out to Lupulin, who actually rolled out the red carpet and allowed us at the Soda Pod to brew a beer with them. More on that on a separate Hoppy Hour, on a separate vlog, as I still have a lot of footage of us brewing the beer with the team there. But I digress. I just wanted to give Marcus a big shout out because Lupulin is one of the breweries with the best can art all around. And their logo is super cool as well, it being Lupulin. And their logo is just so cool as well. But anyways, I've been talking them up almost too much in this intro. There's a little bias here. They're really good, okay? They're really good. And I have had the Hooey before, but it's been a long time because I'm not going to Lupulin to drink their flagship beers anymore. I'm going to Lupulin on Big Beer Week. I'm going there to brew beers with them. I'm going there to try their new stuff. So let's dive into their OG flagship here, ladies and gentlemen. New England Hazy IPA. Hooey! Cheers, everybody. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Oh my god. And honestly, as I check the date, yeah, this isn't even freshly brewed, which is something that the staff at Lupulin actually are on top of. Even their beers that are distributed to liquor stores, like, they'll go and check how long they're on the shelves because they know, like, after 4 months, the product that they've made for us is not the same. This one is a little dated. It's a little bit older than 4 months, I'll say that, and it's still incredible, dude. Man. All right, so right off the bat, you're just punched in the face with tropical flavors. Like, it's so juicy, but it's not tangy. It's not super citrus forward, and it doesn't have a lot of sugar. I say tropical because it kind of tastes closer to mango and pineapple than it does orange, blood orange, lime. But there's not a lot of melon to it at all. I would say, as far as the juiciness of it, closer to mango, closer to pineapple than more of an orange. After you get punched in the face with all that juice, it's very crisp. I'm not gonna say that this is complex. There's two phases to this. It's juice, a nice like, that was nice, and then you get that little bitterness. I mean, it is an IPA. It's coming in over 6%. So you do taste that little bit of bite, little bit of bitterness, but it's not long lasting. Now, if you went into like the double IPAs, which they do a double IPA Hooey, which maybe we'll have to compare sometime, and I'll pick one of those up, not next, but very, very soon. That one leaves that like lingering dryness, that lingering bite that double and triple IPAs do. They're quite intense, right? Where this is far from intense. I would say like crushability, 4 out of 5. Tasteability, 4.5 out of 5. And I mean, accessibility, 5 out of 5. Every liquor store in Minnesota has Hooey. Like I said, it's their flagship beer. I really like this. I really like this. Now, again, it's a little dated. It was brewed more than 4 months ago, so maybe that's why I'm getting just like a little bit of a longer lasting. It's not quite dank, but it's teetering the line. In a fresh one, right off the tap, or one of these beers that was like recently stocked, I'd imagine there'd be a little bit less of that, right? That's just not the beer going bad, but the beer settling. And as you can see here, you got your floaties in the bottom as well. Yeah, I don't know if you can see them much, but there's a few floaties in here. It's so refreshing. And I know IPAs aren't supposed to be refreshing, but this one is. And it's not overly complex, but it's very, very good. You get hit with a punch of fruit, you get that crisp, like, and then you get that little bite that every IPA fan looks for. I mean, you're telling me some of you drink triple IPAs and then complain about them being too bitter? Absolutely not. You like that kick to it. It's complementing that bitterness is what makes, in my opinion, double and triple hazy IPAs so incredible. Is this the best hazy IPA I've ever had? No. Is it up there with like the safest one that you can introduce to those who aren't a big fan of hazy IPAs? Absolutely. It might be one of the best for that reason alone. And at 6%, I mean, you're not drinking like 8 to 10% IPAs here. You can crush a couple of these and be okay. It's tremendous. It's tremendous. All right. Before I give my rating, let's see what you guys, the community on Untapped, thinks about this. I'm going to snap a picture. I'm going to give my official rating, and I'll also post it on Untapped. Follow me on Untapped. If you don't have the app, it's a beer rating social media app where you can see all of your peers, friends, and the community's ratings and reviews on every single craft beer. All right, say cheese. Let's see what you guys have to say. Look at that. I've actually rated this one before. I think I'm gonna up my rating. The last time I rated this is when I first visited Minnesota, shoot, over 2 years ago, before I moved here. And I literally came here to go on a beer tour. I drank more beer. I take that back. I drank more beer at last week's bachelor party. Until last week's bachelor party, I'd never drinking that many beers in like such a short period of time. We were hitting up like 4 breweries a day, ladies and gentlemen. It was nuts. We toured all around the Twin Cities and North Minnesota and Duluth area as well. And I think my rating then, which was still a good rating, and I'll get into it here in a sec, was a little bit compromised because I was just drinking so many hazy IPAs, and a lot of them were kind of at the same level. Still new to Untapped as well, and how the community really values the rating system. If you're gonna give something a 4, it better be excellent, or else the community will roast you. Nobody gets 5 out of 5. In case you guys follow me on Untapped, I just wanted to give that little caveat. But yeah, it looks like I've checked into this one before. So the beer community gives this a 4 out of 5, ladies and gentlemen. 27,800 check-ins and posts for this beer. That just shows how freaking popular it is, ladies and gentlemen. 4 of my friends have checked in as well. Everyone gives this 4 out of 5. It is described to be juicy, hoppy, citrus and full-bodied and bitter. I'm gonna say juicy, hoppy, a little bit more on the tropical side. I'm just gonna straight up write mango because I don't think it's super citrusy. I don't. Now, pineapple's maybe teetering the line of like citrus or not. I consider everything more on like the orange side of things. Citrus, I really just don't taste it. I feel like it's more just like the bitterness from the hops produces more of that bite, and I'm not gonna say that it's the citrus that's in this, because I don't believe it's citrus forward at all. Full-bodied, sure, yep. And someone even has it bitter here. I wouldn't say it's bitter either. It's just like, duh, an IPA is a little bitter? Why would you even review that? Obviously, it's gonna be a little bit bitter. This ain't no f***ing triple or double IPA. I don't know. The ratings on this one seem just too generic. I'm actually gonna, I'm gonna be a little bit more, not even critical, a little bit more detailed here. But what I do agree is the ridiculous amount of juice. So the community rates it 4 out of 5. Even an older one gets that reaction out of me. Oh, and that's new. Whoa. So what was that, like the 5th big sip that I took? I didn't see, again, like f*** you, whoever wrote that this is bitter. You're wrong, you're lying. That last sip there, that big last sip, hardly bitter at all. It was like you got that juice, that crisp flavoring, and then I had a lingering flavor of, again, like I'm leaning towards mango. That was awesome. That even tasted good. For me, 4 out of 5 is like, I don't know if I will ever find a hazy IPA that will get 4 out of 5 in my book. I have to go back to British Columbia and try Yellow Dog's hazy IPA, because up until I moved to Minnesota, that was my favorite one, hands down. And I even sent one from Canada to the United States so Hoppy could drink it. And he even said, after traveling via Canada Post to FedEx or wherever, UPS, a week or 2 on the road, he even praised that one. And Hoppy's a snob when it comes to beers, all right? So I do have to go back and compare now that I'm a little bit more highbrow than I was back then. But this is awesome. I'm gonna stop ragging the puck. I give this a 3.75 out of 5. And I might be in the minority. I'm not all gung-ho on hazy IPAs like everybody else is. I actually prefer more of the bitter stuff. I prefer the West Coast IPAs. That's what I grew up drinking at the legal drinking age, of course, YouTube. Yeah, 3.75, and my original rating was 3.5. It is very, very good. I just have to imagine that, like, the night that I checked in and posted this, I just think this was, like, towards the end of the trip, and I was like, okay, here's another really good hazy IPA. Here was my rating before. Again, guys, follow me on Untapped. Look up Ishidromi or at VI Sports Talk, and you'll find me there. At VI Sports Talk, so you can find me on Twitter as well. I'm on Instagram, but I'm not on Instagram, so don't even bother. Hooey! That is good. 3.75 out of 5. I think that's a fair rating for something that is excellent, crushable. It's a good introductory hazy IPAs to those who have drank a West Coast IPA and are like, yeah, fuck IPAs, way too bitter. This isn't bitter. And it's not overly sweet. It's just a very juicy, full-bodied, crisp, crushable beer. Shout out to our friends at Lupulin. You guys kill it all the time. Can't wait to make my way back out there. That's gonna do it for today's Hoppy Hour, ladies and gentlemen. As always, if you like this series, like and subscribe. Let me know what beers you want me to review next. Shout out to Sean, who did already. That one's on the list. Summer Shandies, let's go. We'll do that one in the sun, baby. If there's any beers or tier lists you guys want me to review, beers available in the Midwest, or generic beers that, again, you want me to review in a tier, or any other types of alcohol. Do you guys want me to do tier lists for vodka? Do you guys want me to do tier lists for gin? I want to hear your guys' thoughts, your guys' suggestions, your guys' opinions, and again, any beers that are available in the Midwest. I don't care if they're craft, domestic, whatever. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you've tried this one as well. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers! I ain't fucking working out today, dude. I'm gonna have another couple of these.